how sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. So happy to have all of you here today. I tell you, well, first of all, I'll tell you, this is your weekly nerd show where we sit back, relax. We pour ourselves a drink, talk nerd shop, and hopefully by now, you've poured yourself just a little bit of
more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
as we sit down and shoot the shit. Speaking of shit, it smells in this room. One of the cats definitely like pissed and shit just before I was coming in here, to the extent that I came in and I had to ask my fiance, does the room smell bad, or am I like having a stroke or a seizure right now? Or something going on. I just straight up like smell like pneumonia. And she's like, yeah, he's definitely pissed. So I'm doing that for you. I'm doing that for all of you here in the chat. As I say every week, if you got a YouTube channel, a podcast, a blog, an OnlyFans, a newsletter, smoke signal, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. Today, I am putting a link, as always. I'm putting a link in the community tab. So if anybody wants to jump on stream, feel free. It is something of a nice benefit for all you channel members. So for 99 cents, you can join the membership. And without further ado, I almost missed it. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Me. I'm the problem.
Boo!
I'm the problem.
Boo!
It's me.
Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
For 99 cents a month, you can join the streams. You can also help support the channel. You can also make sure I not only get a fly swatter at some point, but also maybe some scented candles, some incense, or maybe just a shot to get over the stench of a litter box, I tell you. But I'm happy to see all of you. Before we continue, let's scroll up, say hi to everybody in the chat. Rolando, first one out of the gate. And I saw he's dropping links already. JB in the house, good to see ya. Welcome aboard. Everybody saying hi to each other. Goal. Aaron Waller, sup everybody, good to see ya. Or every nerd, as he says. Everybody saying hello, General Kenobi. Good to see you, brother. It is, I assure you, this is the evening show, sir. I don't know what you think's going on around here. I don't know what you think happens around these parts and during the evening shows on Nerd Affiliated. We're on Hudson Whiskey, New York. So Hudson Whiskey, if you want to sponsor me, this is my weekly drink that I have during HeyArcher Live. There you go. Saludos, salutations from Steve. Good to see ya. The Legacy of Nerd, Daniel in the house. Good to see ya. T3 in the house. Good to see ya. Wow, look at all the fancy guys in here. Look at that. Some classy gentlemen in the chat here. The cat did it. Yes, it did. Everybody saying hi to each other. Mark in the house. Good to see ya. Rolando again bombing out all the links to everybody here. Anthony in the house. There you go. One of the Nerd Foundation members there. That's right. Rolando be crushing it every single week. That cheers. HeyArcher After Dark. That's right. Only on Skinamax. Let's go.
Boo!
Had to do it. T3 says, I have a video on YouTube posted every day this week. It's been a long time since I've done that. Let's take a look. Let's see. T3 collects here on the old YouTube. I need a he ain't lying video on here. He's got the Crow Funko Pop. He's got the Ultimate Toy Hunt, new Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, and more. He's got the Infinity Saga Gladiator Hulk from Amazon. That came in early, I believe. There. He's also got a Spirit Halloween Toy Hunt. Look at that. So he's rolling. He is rolling. I love that. Of course, he has some other hunts here. Make sure you check that out. I'm just going to put it in the chat. I'm sure Rolando already did it, but just in case, I'll put it in there. Why not? Why not? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's already posting it. JB says, I had beer earlier. Need coffee now. I'm old. There you go. There you go. I feel you on that. I've had many bar night. Not even in recent year, but in the late 20s, where we would stop at Starbucks on the way to the bar, and it would be like 9:30 at that point, because there was like it wasn't 24 hours, but it was a Starbucks on the corner down the street from the bar. The thing closed at like 12, 1 in the morning, I'd say. That may have been, I mean, considering all theft and stuff that happens now, the West 4th Street Starbucks may have been the worst Starbucks to work in of all time. Of all time. Because at nighttime, West 4th was just a shit show. But what a time to be alive, I tell you that. Letty in the house, good to see you. Again, Rolando dropping them all. T3 killing it. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. JB, you're not old, brother. Just a hard-working man. That's true. A hard-working man, a hard-working veteran. Quite a few veterans in the chat, I believe. I was going to say drop a hoorah in the chat if you're a veteran, but that's only Marines, I think. So, I don't know. Put in a some sort of symbol that says you're a veteran. I don't know. You guys think about it. Mark says, wide awake drunks. There you go. Legacy and Nerd trying to hit that 1K sub mark. He is at 764. So let's drop some subscribes over there to T3 Collects, of course. He also has a membership now. I didn't even see that. There you go. Look at that. The Peter Parker. Why is Peter Parker 99 cents? Show some respect. Put some respect on the name Peter Parker. Let's see. Priority reply to comments. Got some badges. The Steve Rogers. Early access to videos, member shoutouts, photos and status updates. Exclusive members only videos. Members only live streams. I may borrow this for for the $4.99 over on my side here. And then the end game, connecting on social media, member only video chat, and t-shirt and hat bundle. Oh, that's a good one there. That's a good one there. I may borrow some of this, but I'm gonna hang on. Am I in the right screen? I'm in the wrong screen. Hang on. Give me a second. Un momento. What song is that? Un momento, mami, hold the tempo. I'm joining right now. I'm joining right now. I had to switch screens so you guys don't freaking jump out here and hit me with that credit card fraud. Let's see. Social security number is 20. Oop. Let's see. Oh, wait, you said do not join? Why do not join? All right, I'll stop. Legacy says, I'll set up memberships someday. There you go. I was wondering if you had one. I don't think you did. Let's see. The Balvenie for tonight's episode. Cheers. Balvenie? What's Balvenie? I don't think I know that. Don't think I know that. All right, so I'll keep the you can join only if you want. I haven't really promoted it. Yeah, I'll join. You stopped me. You scared me for a second. I was like, what the heck's going on? What the heck's going on here? All right, let's see. Let's try again. You scared me, man. I'm trying to support my brother in arms here, and you're like, don't join. I'm like, whoa, what happened? Like, well, what happened? Ladies and gentlemen, we are part of T3's channel memberships. Booyah, holla at your boy. Much like myself, he has a 99-cent a month membership. Why not? Costs you less than an action figure. Why the hell not? You said it's a Scottish whiskey. All right. I think I do know that one now. Now that you mention it, I think I do know that. Nathan Bowden in the house. It's been a while. Good to see you. Welcome back. Aaron Wall. Did I say hi to Aaron Waller before? I'll say hi again. Aaron Waller in the house. I think I did, but just in case. Last week was Kino. Are we opening the Turtles? 3 Turtles tonight. Ooh. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I don't think you understand, Aaron. How dare you make a question like that? How dare you ask me to open the Turtles 3 Turtles tonight on stream? The audacity. Hang on for a second. I gotta, in case anybody doesn't know here. So, the San Diego Comic-Con Turtles come in these giant VHS boxes, right? So, for example, here's the Turtles 2 Turtles. You can see here selling for $248 on eBay. Not bad. I think that what is it? I feel like that's almost a cost, pretty much. So, like, this is the Turtles 2 one. Again, it's a remake of the original VHS set. You have the 4 turtles in there, accessories. What's cool about these is that there's nothing different about the turtles than if you buy the individual 2-packs that exist out there. $235. I think this might be cheaper than what I paid for it. Now that I think about it. So you have the Samurai Turtles here from Turtles 3. This one also comes with alternate heads for the Secret of the Ooze Turtles, I want to say. I'm forgetting. But again, it looks just like the VHS box from back in the day. So if I were to open the Turtles 3 one, it would ruin it because I haven't opened the Turtles 2 one. And I don't really want to open the Turtles 2 one. And now I only need the Part 1 box. So if I get the Part 1 box, I'll have all 3 Turtle movies, but just the toys, really. Which is wild. It's wild to think we would pay an exorbitant amount of money for packaging on figures that we already have and already open. But nonetheless, it'd be cool to have, the 3 VHS sets like on a shelf or something. Pretty much it's going to go into storage. The Turtles 3 one, it'll go into storage. I think that's what's in my living room right now. I think it arrived a couple days ago, and I just didn't get a chance to open it. There's a box there. Nothing was flagged delivered in my tracking thing. However, the Turtles were marked delivered a couple weeks ago, and then NECA said there was a delay. So that might be in my living room. I should probably check that box at some point. Check it at some point. Yeah, too soon. How dare you? Trying to make me ruin. Yeah, Kenobi, this guy's crazy. Nathan Bowden says, getting back into the YouTube life. Welcome back, sir. By the way, last week on Nerd News, I didn't talk about, and shout out to Nathan Bowden, does a lot of toy hunting. Nathan Bowden also does a lot of wrestling talk. So make sure you check out wrestling. I was about to say, make sure you check out Wrestling Bowding. Check out the Nathan Bowden show. I did not get a chance last week to talk about SummerSlam. Now, we don't talk about wrestling a lot on this channel, but I do generally pay attention to wrestling for the big four. SummerSlam, WrestleMania, not in that order, but SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and what am I forgetting? SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, maybe? Are those the big four? I feel like I feel like that last one might not be accurate. I think it was. Anyway, SummerSlam was very enjoyable last week, except for the ending. The ending. To quickly just give my take on that, I've said for months and months and months, I'm sick and tired of Roman Reigns winning. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. But you know, even though I said that for months and months and months and months, this Bloodline storyline has been some of the best wrestling story building I've seen in a long time. Right behind it, in my opinion, as a casual viewer, is the whatever the faction is that Dominic Mysterio's in. That whole shit going on, I think is pretty interesting. Yeah, Survivor Series. All right, cool. So that's interesting. But last week, the way that ended, I was like, you've done this already. Judgment Day, thank you. You've already done this whole angle of the Usos betraying each other and stopping Roman from losing. So I'm like, if you're not going to do something new, don't give me the same shit all over again. So it left a bad taste in my mouth. I wasn't digging that ending there. I didn't know those were staying in box. My bad. Yeah. It's only those. I do have all the other turtles out. Like I have the Turtles 2 Turtles 1, obviously behind me over there. But the VHS ones, gotta stay in box. Craft collects in the house. Good to see you, Patrick. I always wanted that part 1 box. Yeah, I didn't know it existed. That's the thing. Back when those turtles came out, I wasn't into collecting. I didn't know that was a thing. And then I randomly saw the picture that got me into toy hunting altogether. And I was like, damn, I really need these turtles. Like, these are dope. But by that point, you know, the 4-pack was already long gone. The single turtle packs, that was already a thing in the past. And now it was time for the Walmart 2-packs, which hunting anything at Walmart is just ridiculous. Nathan says SummerSlam was really good. Going into that match, I was all in. And that shit killed me. Yeah, Survivor Series. Lenny corrected me with the Judgment Day. Nathan says, I love the ending, but hated Ronda Rousey. Oh, yeah, I could give two shits about Ronda Rousey. Holy crap. That was the low point. Yeah. You know, it is so weird to see where Ronda is right now in her career. Like, I don't know if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you would know that forever, the UFC was my shit. Like, that's actually how Lenny and I became good friends. Is we worked together. We would talk about the UFC. I was all in. I would go to, like, they did like a world tour in New York. I go to that. Whenever they did like outdoor workouts in New York, I go to that. The MMA Expo, all that stuff. Ronda Rousey, one of the only times in my life I was just like, yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah. Like, was when I met Ronda Rousey. Like, I met her. That was before the Ronda Misha Tate fight, where I ran into Misha Tate drunk outside a bar with her now ex, or 2 exes ago, Brian Caraway. Huge Ronda Rousey mark, right? That's the phrasing. If you're a big fan, you're a mark. And then the losses, man. When the losses happened, I was like, whatever happened to all the, like, you know, badass bitch stuff? Whatever happened to, like, you know, even if you like lose, you're gonna overcome. Like, what happened to all that stuff? It all just like went away. She goes to wrestling, and I was like, all right, fine, but address you abandoning the UFC stuff. Address the loss. Even just talk about you losing. She did none of the sort. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with you. Just like that meme throwing the Toy Story Woody toy in the trash. I'm done. So I'm not a Ronda Rousey fan anymore. I probably still would nerd out if I saw her, but not a fan. Not a fan. Lenny says the main event was too long, though, and definitely anticlimactic. Yeah. Yeah. Jay also coming out didn't seem very, like... His walkout didn't make me think he was going to win. Something about the energy. It just didn't work. WWE UFC merger by the end of next month. Man, what I hate about the fact that this merger is happening is people like Conor McGregor are going to be even more relevant than before. And the dude hasn't won a fight in God knows how long and can't even get into the USADA testing pool. Like, he can't put down the drugs, both injectable and nostril base, enough to pass a drug test. And because of this merger, I mean, he's going to be great in WWE, like as a character. I don't know how he's going to wrestle, but as a character. But it's like these people keep getting more money to do shit. Like Dana White, piece of shit, like keeps getting more money. And getting the UFC fan base, or the WWE fan base, and cross-promoting, it's only going to help them, and I hate that. I hate that. People also forget that Bellator and TNA was that back in the day. They did the whole cross-promotion thing. I'll wrestle for a while, then I'll go do an MMA fight. They tried it. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. People don't understand how much of a beating your body takes in both sports respectively. Trying to do both at the same time is like impossible. It is damn near impossible. JB says, I can't see Jay or Jimmy holding on the title. Lineage of greats never had it. Now these jabronis are in the line. Yeah. You know, I was thinking a while back, I was like, oh, maybe they're setting up that Solo's going to win this thing. But none of the three, I think, can express dominance, and they don't have that championship presence. And maybe that's just years of them being second, third, and fourth string to Roman. Like maybe that happened on its own, but you know, leading up to it, I wanted Jay to win. I thought it would be better if somebody else beats Roman, then they're feuding amongst themselves, and then whoever wins out of that feud goes and brings the belt back to the bloodline. I thought that made more sense. Because Jay and Jimmy, yeah, I don't see any of them like now being the champ over Roman and that being like the face of WWE. I don't see it. So I don't know. Tito was hilarious in TNA. Yeah, he was. Tito's hilarious now. Read his tweets. That guy's freaking nuts. Kathy, K-Wall Comedy in the house. Good to see you. Jimmy Uso coming out was very predictable. You could tell Vince has been influencing the writing. Yeah. Bobby was associated with the Bellator TNA partnership. Bobby Lashley? Is that what you're talking about? I remember it was King Mo, Rampage Jackson, and I think Bobby Lashley. That were the three that were going to do both. And it just, you know, soapbox moment. People always will be like, wrestling's fake. Yeah, the outcome. But they're still beating their bodies 2, 3, 4 times a week for 40-something weeks a year. Like, it's not an easy thing to just do and then, like, now I'm going to go in a steel cage and actually fight for my life. Like, it's just not. It's not a thing. Solo is the Batista and evolution of the bloodline, but won't win the title because Cody's going to end up taking it. I'm fine with that. Cody taking it. Fucking Seth Rollins taking it. You know, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Yeah, Bobby Lashley. Thought so. By the way, if you've not done so, hit the thumbs up button. We have 16 viewers, only 12 thumbs up. Good ratio. But there's more. Make sure smash that like button. Look, somebody hit it already. Somebody hit it already. I love that. I love that. Something fun that is actually, I saw Sal's comment on my YouTube notifications, and then Sal just happened to drop in the chat. Fun coincidence there. Something that popped up this week that I thought that'd be great. That'd be awesome. T3 shot me down in the comment section, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't think this breaks the SAG strike stuff, but Emma Stone broke out a new haircut this past week. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. Spider-Man 3. Amazing Spider-Man 3 featuring Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen. Yes, I know she's dead. I saw it. But you know what I mean. Multiverse that shit. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. John Campea went over this yesterday. Let me tell you something. All right, this may get me blacklisted forever. This may ruin my YouTube career here. In doing this channel, have done extensive research, like I'm sure many of you have, in YouTube keywords, meaning the content I'm making, if I type similar keywords on YouTube, what comes up first? If I type in nerd, who comes up first? If I type in Marvel review for whatever, who comes up first? That's how I discovered John Campea, right? I have no issues with his takes. I have no issues with his comments. I have none of that stuff. But John Campea was legit a YouTube channel I came across. Let me pull that up real quick just so everybody knows who I'm talking about. Here you go. John Campea. So he's somebody that came up as I was doing my YouTube research. I don't want to say the beginning, but halfway through this journey, this almost 8-year journey. And I was like, all right, let me watch some of these videos. I want to see not only what people are watching, but what is like the best in the industry doing that I can kind of borrow from. And I'll be honest, I was freaking bored. I was bored.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish!
Please let me on your show, though. I would love to go on your show.
Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
No hate. No hate. Nah. All jokes aside, I was bored. I was bored. And I was like, how is this like one of the top dudes? So, and there's other people out there. I don't know why I chose. I mean, you mentioned his names. I guess that's why I looked at it. But I don't mean to pick on the guy. But I was like, look at that, 462,000 views on his Jamie Foxx health concerns. Tom Holland wants Tobey Maguire's Uncle Ben, 717,000. Karate Kid sequel 6 years ago, 828,000. The dude puts up numbers. But I was like, fuck. I was like, what is he doing that like I can borrow from? And I was like, I feel like he's more boring than I am. I'm not saying I'm very exciting, but I feel like he's more boring than I am. But then I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Sometimes, yeah, it connects. I'm making a statement today, right? I'll come back to the rant. I'm going to start asking celebrities to come on this show. It's happening. I've actually already asked one. And no response. But I'm going to start asking some celebrities to go on the show. Just saying. But I was like, the YouTube algorithm definitely takes some videos and gives it a push. We've seen it. That's how this channel got monetized. Literally, this channel got monetized over a YouTube algorithm push. And if you can like get those every so often, like, you know, just every little, it can work. It can happen. It can happen. But I do understand the content needs to be there as well. So I, for example, even though I got that huge YouTube push, that monetization push in like a month after doing it for like, what was it, 6 years at that point? So many of you are now members, affiliates on a regular basis because we just chat week to week. There's not a lot of people that come here that came in with that wave. So I do recognize that. But we just need a couple of those like little bumps, a couple of those YouTube hits. And then we can get it. I also got to make way more clips. I'm not doing a lot of clips. Let's see. Lenny said, do you think the age difference would be weird with her and Tom Holland? Does he even want to do it anymore? Like, if he wants to do it, like, I'm game. But I don't even know if he wants to do it. I think he has a lot of industry connects. Yeah. He used to be with Screen Junkies. Yeah. Are we roasting YouTubers? Yes, we are. He's got a huge following from his AMC days. That's why he got the push. Yeah. No, I get it. But like, how do us non-insiders get a push, you know? And, you know, I do feel like it's interviewing people that people care about. That has to happen. And actually, shout out Billy Nichols. He told me this a while back. He's like, you're past the point where you need to start getting some like recognizable names on the show. And I was like, whatever. Sure. But now I think we're there. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and that number has not changed in like freaking 3 weeks, maybe? So I think it's time. We got to start putting our name out there, reaching out to people, and proving that we may be boring, but we're not that boring. Not meaning John, just in general. We're not that boring. There's way more boring people out there. I can keep digging at people, but I don't want to. In case I meet them and they're like, oh, you're talking shit about me? And I'll be like, yeah. What? And they'll be like, Illuminati kill. Dead. And then I'm a ghost. By the way, new shirt's coming out soon. I just saw a new comment. I'm down to do something with you. Like fight? Is that what we're doing? We want to fight? Are we doing a fight club? Or are we reaching out to celebrities? Is that what we're doing? I'm just going to start bombing out stuff. And here's the thing. There's people I want to talk to. And, you know, as mentioned before, I don't want to promote anything at the moment. There's although I'm not in SAG, I do want to respect what's happening out there. So I don't want to promote anything new. But there are people that I do want to DM and be like, hey, do you want to come on my show? And we'll talk about what you've done in the past. And I don't just mean like because this picture was up there before. I don't just mean a Jason Statham. Like, Jason Statham, come on and tell me about, the Meg 2. Like, I don't care shit about that. But like people that like made the shows that we like, people that maybe voice acted the stuff that we like, maybe drew the stuff that we like, that kind of stuff. I feel like that's the lane to take. But as JB said, first rule. Come on, T3.
Boo! Boo!
Come on, man. You just said it.
Filth,
You just said it.
muck,
Why you do this?
boo! Boo!
I join your membership live on air. And you go ahead and you break the first rule. What are we doing? For those of you listening on the audio podcast, I have a look of disgust on my face. That's what's going on. If they catch you talking shit about them and there's only one thing you could do, see me in the hands. Yeah. See, I already think YouTube got me because we had a little spike there of like 21 viewers and it dropped instantly. It was like, huh? Maybe it was John Campea. Yeah. He's going to hit up my house. This is all your fault, T3. If anything happens to me between now and next week, it's all on you. It's all on you. But enough about John. Let's talk about us here at Nerd Affiliated. Posted a TikTok today. We're boring. We're not just that boring. I finally unboxed this Punisher figure from Marvel Legends. Shout out to Eric's Retro Collectibles and Entertaining and Interesting Things. I think that's it. I always get it wrong. Up here in Massachusetts. I picked up this Punisher figure from Eric's store. And I was waiting for the right time. I was waiting for the right moment. I need to photograph this thing. And a couple weeks ago, I won this diorama from Duffman Dioramas. And I was like, this is it. This is my chance. I need to photograph the Punisher with this diorama. And it's been months. But you know what? Finally did it. And the photographs, I think, came out great. So I will be posting these photographs over at the Book of Archer on YouTube, on Instagram. So make sure you check it out. Rambling Nerd was saying, so I was listening to the Bo-Katan podcast, and I don't know if they can talk about anything. She didn't even mention her BSG stuff or anything. So, yes, that's the issue. So many of these companies are still making money on all the streaming stuff. So, in a way, by talking about older things, even though they may not currently be in a promotional cycle, you're still putting eyes on it. And because all of the streaming companies, their streaming side is, not public knowledge, they don't tell you, nor do they have the obligation to tell you. Like, if something gets X amount of views, we allocate this amount of money to it. So, yes, indirectly, by her talking about Battlestar Galactica, in theory, this is all theory, it may get a spike in views, and now X amount of dollars goes to that show, but the cast doesn't really get a lot of money from it. The writers will get a lot of money from it. So, like, the producers and stuff, they get more money that month from Battlestar, That's the idea. I think that's the idea. I could be wrong. T3 knows a lot more about this than I do. But I think that's why some people are not talking about anything. They're just like, I'm not promoting shit. The Meg 2, yeah. Real movie. Actually came out. Chase the audience, not the algorithm. Oh, of course. Of course. I agree with you. For sure. I will not be the cause of your disappearance. I mean, if you started a beef between me and John Campea. Like, the dude's already sent some guys to slash my tires. I saw them just now. By the way, shout out to Paxmas. Yeah. Also today, we got speaking of Bo-Katan and Star Wars, Hasbro Pulse, they announced their Ahsoka wave that just dropped. 3 figures and a lightsaber. Now, I've got my issue here. I wrote it in the little description there. Patrick said, so did they meet up for talks this week? The writers did. The writers met up. I think it fell through. The one of Marvel's VFX teams decided to unionize, but nothing with the actors, as far as I know. Sal says, my favorite thing about this channel is that we're just super casual. I thought it was a comma there. That we're just super casual and we just kind of talk with her friends, their friends, our friends. Yes, I agree. So this Star Wars set dropped today. We got 2 new figures and a repaint and a new lightsaber. Now, I was immediately bothered by this, as I am by everything every week, because that's just what we do. We whine, we bitch, we complain, and no action's done. That's I don't know what else you guys expect. But nonetheless, Ahsoka picture here, 2 lightsabers, white color. Ahsoka here, 2 lightsabers, white color. They dropped a lightsaber, $278. Now, I remember Disney did an Ahsoka Tana set that was like in a wooden box, I think. You opened it up, 2 lightsabers in it. They did an Obi-Wan Kenobi one, I think. You open it up, 2 lightsabers in it. I don't understand why make this a single lightsaber kit. Like, it doesn't cost $278 to make this. We all know how business works. So why not make this some sort of like special edition 2-pack? Definitely don't charge $400 for it. But I think, what was the HasLab? Hang on, let's. How much were they charging for that bullshit? The Reva lightsaber. They took down the pricing. They did. Son of a bitch. I noticed this the other day, by the way, sidebar. We sidebar a lot on the show, if you haven't realized. If you can deal with it, please, welcome. Thank you. What was the Reva lightsaber? How much did it cost? Because what they've done over the last month is they got rid of all the pricing on the non-past HasLabs to like stop us from critiquing. I know it. It's not an accident. The price is not here. No way. I'm just going to scroll down, make sure I'm not talking out of my butt. I'm not. What was this? 4 something? 450? 500? And it didn't spin? I feel like that was the cost thing there. Anyway, make it less than that. $350, 2 lightsabers in a box. Boom. It was like $4.99 or something. It was something crazy. The character rocks 2 lightsabers at all times. At all times. Why? Like, why do this? I don't understand. I have no issue with the fact that it's not a combat saber. I have no issue with the fact that maybe it doesn't come in a wooden box, or you know, the only accessory is really like the stand. You know, whatever. Yeah, $4.99. But she rocks 2. You know, she rocks 2. And on the bullshit, pre-order will be available to ship approximately October 1st, 2024. Now, Hasbro does notoriously ship things early. It does tend to happen. Does it beat stores? No. But a lot of times they end up shipping before the estimated date. But I'm tired of, and I don't know who's to blame here. I'm going to reach out to Steve. Steve is, where's he at? I've been tagging him and stuff, actually. Because when I like stuff, I tag him. Mr. Steve 18 is a product designer director at Marvel. Or even Dan. If I can get Dan on, that'd be dope. But I want to just be like, hey guys, I roast your shit all the time. I also love your shit all the time. Can you, don't tell me how it went with this specific thing, but can you give us an idea of how long or how much time passes between Disney saying, hey, we got this show coming out, and now we're going to give you the assets to make this thing? Like, what's the time span? Because the stuff like this never makes sense to me. It never makes sense to me. This is coming out a year after the show, a year and 2 months after the show comes out. Like, why are you doing that? Where was the other one? Let's see. This one's November this year, because, I mean, it's a repaint. They just put it in a new box, so easy. That's an easy one. KO in the house. Good to see you. Where are you at? December of this year. Like, why does it take so long? And I remember, who was it? There was the girl that was on Kenobi's show. Kenobi, if you're still here, let us know in the chat. She does a lot of the molding and 3D design for Hasbro and other companies. So it wasn't like a specific Hasbro thing. But she's like, a lot of times they'll come to her and be like, hey, can you sculpt this figure or this person and she'll look at it and be like, "Oh shit, that's cool." Let's use Kino as an example. They come to her, right? And they're like, "Hey, can you give us a sculpt of Ernie Reyes Jr.?" Oh shit, yeah. And then Sarah Lynn Reynolds. There you go. I knew you were still here. I appreciate you. They'll come to her and be, by the way, if anybody can find, maybe you, Kenobi's interview with her, put it in the chat, please. Everybody check it out. They'll come to her and be like, "Hey, can you sculpt Ernie Reyes Jr.?" She'll be like, "Cool." She'll work on it. Takes however much time. And then she submits it back to them. And sometimes they don't even make the figure. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, we just want to see what it would look like if we did it." "Oh, we're thinking about doing this show. We're not quite sure. We think this actor might do the show. We're not sure. So start working on a toy just in case the actor decides to do it." So it makes me think there's quite a lot of time in between when they find out versus when they are going to release. But something like, this one in particular, it bothers me. I'm like, there's no like mold to make, and you already have Ahsoka Tano lightsabers. Like you have them at Disney parks and stuff, So the cost, the distance between like when the show's on, like, I'm like, you're kind of screwing yourselves. You kind of screw yourselves every time. And I would like to know, I want to ask them, Steve and Dan, what are we getting wrong and how this works? Because maybe if they explain it, we'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I get it. Actually, where was it here? Aaron says, "Is the date legit or is it like pushed out date so they have wiggle room like fall 2024, but it would be November 6th." Yeah, they sometimes do that with the dates. But I remember somebody went at Dan on Twitter. Dan is one of the Marvel creators as well for Hasbro. Somebody went at Dan and was like the rest of us when they announced the Ant-Man wave, we're like, "Dude, you're announcing the Ant-Man wave like today. The movie's dropping next week with a release date of the figures 9 months later. Like, what's the deal?" And Dan actually jumped in the comments. It was like, that wasn't our fault. They literally moved the movie date, they moved the movie up months. So we actually were going to release kind of at the same time, but they moved the movie so far in advance forward that there's no way we could have done it. No way we could have done it. And I was like, fair. With this lightsaber, I kind of questioned it. I'm like, the show was in the works for a while. Like how much did this screw you over? I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm crazy. When was Ahsoka announced? Yeah, it was announced during Celebration, right? Easily being produced before that. We knew it was coming. Like at Celebration, we were all like, "Where's the Ahsoka trailer?" Like we knew it was happening. So, Sal shared the link. Dope. My understanding, they get concept art 1 to 2 years prior to the movie's TV show. Yeah. Like that was a thing, right? I'm getting so worked up here. That was a thing where I think of Star Wars every time. I remember Phantom Menace dropping. I already had toys in my hand. Like they properly knew the assignment, and you had Darth Maul in your hands. You had lightsabers in your hands. And when that movie dropped in theaters, you went to the theaters with your shit. And you were all in. And the same thing happened for episode 2. The same thing happened for episode 3. Hell, it even happened with The Last Jedi. I was trying to get my hands on Last Jedi shit before the movie came out. Because you see the trailer, you're like, "Oh shit, that's hype." And you want to buy it. But what happens now, because of, I don't know whose fault, I would love for them to just say, like, who creates the pecking order here. But because of the way things happen now, like this wave right here, like who's gonna buy the Disney Plus TV show wave? You buy Nick? You really gonna buy Nick Fury? You really gonna spend $24.99 after the show we just got? No. But if this toy was out a month before the show came out, boom. Sell out, and now you're stuck with a figure, and you're like, I hate that show. Guys, if you can, please drop us a link. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Love. Thank you for the love. A like, I think he meant to say. Aaron says, selling only one to make people buy two. Yeah, but the thing is, fans are smart now. Fans are smart now. T3 says, COVID messed up all the Star Wars, Marvel, and Pixar release schedules. I get it, but there's no way we're still that far out of order that this figure is dropping now after the show literally just had a finale. No way. I already pre-ordered that Disney Plus wave. LOL. The Build-A-Figure at 70%, maybe. Sal blames his hands for typos. Patrick says, I thought they dropped the first What If wave or at least announced before the season. Yeah, so they dropped the What If wave a while back, also after the show ended. But that was one of those rare cases where the show was so good. It wasn't the greatest show, but it was so good that even after the fact, people were like, oh, I want these versions of those characters from the show. At this point, one, people already forgot about Winter Soldier and Captain America. So Yolanda, that she's going to peg warm. Sam Jackson, dead in the water. This Nick Fury, dead in the water. Agatha, people forgot about WandaVision. People are already over WandaVision. WandaVision is what? 8 shows removed by this point? Or 8 releases removed at least by this point? Kingpin's here. Great. Cool. Do I dig the face sculpt? Not really. But where's my Daredevil? Daredevil should have been in this wave. I think Gamora is the only one that moves, because I'd love to have this Gamora next to my Thanos from Endgame up there. And yes, the Build-A-Figure here is dope. Build-A-Figure in this set, did they include a picture? They did not. The Build-A-Figure is the Steve Rogers in the Hydra Stomper, which I don't even know if it's going to be that large of a figure. Yeah, see, like with her, you get the heads and the jetpack. WandaVision is almost 3 years. That's crazy. That is crazy. 3 years old. JB says, need that Sam Jackson head sculpt. Yeah, again, like if this figure was out, like it's not even pinless. It's got this trench coat, so you can't even like move the damn thing. Like, what's new on this figure outside the head sculpt? The trench coat. But outside of that, I'm like, what takes so long for this figure to drop? And now, because the show sucked, nobody's going for this thing unless you want the head sculpt. But does the hat come off? Hat doesn't come off. Come on. Daredevil will get his own Disney Plus wave. Yeah, but if the show sucks, what does I do for it? And I'm sure Hasbro's aware. I need Daredevil versions from the Netflix show. We need the black suit Daredevil. We need the Daredevil in the red suit. Give me a battle damage Daredevil. Give me Matt Murdock. Give me Daredevil with the mask off, bloodied up. Give me Matt Murdock with the freaking hand wraps, shirtless, scarred up. Give me all the fucking Daredevils. Timing doesn't matter. But he should have been in this wave still. If you got Kingpin here, like, why not? Why not? Getting old, y'all. Yeah, 3 years ago. 3 years ago. That's insane. But yeah, going full circle, I don't know, some of these moves, I would just love them to come on and just be like, hey, man, you guys have the wrong idea about how this works. This is how it works. And I'll be fine with that. I'll be completely fine with that. T3 says, just wait until September when the Marvel Legends team announces the Spider-Man No Way Home Wave 2 a year late. Yeah. Is that even a year late or is that 2 years late? But no, this Ahsoka Blade should have been a 2-pack. Easy. Easy. And anybody who pays full price for this and doesn't wait for a warehouse sale, you're a sucker. You're a sucker. That shit's $278. If I type in, look at that. How much is the Power Sword? $219. Less than that. Because I'm sure they got to pay Disney. You can get this for $219. Less than that. Yeah, no. Bro, do not be a sucker. Do not be a sucker. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I guess last thing, ending my rant today. They started promoting again pretty hard on the HasLab. It jumped about 1,000 people, I'd say, this week. But it was under a slowdown, I'd say. We had quite the slowdown from, what was that, 2 weeks ago now? Yeah, 2 weeks ago we were at 8,000. This past week they hit like 9,000 backers, and then they started doing some more promotions to this. They were promoting today Ezra, I believe, on their live stream. So people out here spending $1,000 or people spending $500 just to get a 3 3/4 Ezra Bridger figure. Oh God. Quality ramble boss. Thank you. I try to be like you. I try to be like you. Yeah, so we have coming down the pipe. I'm going to re-release the last Ghostbusters video with a disclaimer. Don't do what I did completely, so you don't destroy your Hasbro wands because they are expensive. Also, let us post here. If you get a chance right now, Marvelous Wrestling Collectibles, we were talking about wrestling earlier today. Make sure you head over there. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe. Every week, he's here on YouTube. This is my post show. Once I'm done with my show, I usually jump in and I check out the pickups from this week. Super cool guy. Out there on the hunt, on the regular, dope wrestling figures. And Rolando's here at the same time he's in our stream. Also, shout out to GeForce. So there you go. Look at that. Boom. Let's go. Make sure you drop subscribe over there at Marvelous Wrestling Collectibles. Good dude. He deserves it. But you know what? All of you deserve it as well. Hit myself in the face. Pause. HeyArcher Live every Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Every Monday morning, 9 a.m.-ish here on Nerd Affiliated. We have Nerdy Coffee. That's your news show. That's where we really sit down and we talk about what matters. We talk about the important stuff. We got a super chat from Patrick. Know your crafts. Look at that. I don't deserve you. We don't deserve you. Funny. Today, I was sitting there and I was like, I don't want to do the show tonight. I'm tired. I don't want to do the show tonight. But because of all of you, I am here. Not in a bad way. You guys motivate me. You give me that extra push. I appreciate all of you. especially today's sponsor, Patrick. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. Subscribe to your favorite content creators and support their shits. Or I will fight you after I fight John Campea.
What? Huh? More specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.